forcefully, but just a gentle, audible sound, and then circle the opposite direction. Breathing in, the shoulders rise behind you. Breathing out, the shoulders fall in front of you. A couple more rounds. Just greeting these joints in your body that can sometimes feel a little heavy when we're feeling heavy in the mind. The neck and shoulders can often hold the burden of it. And start to drop one ear towards one shoulder. Begin to trace your chin across your collarbones as you switch to the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder, tilting your chin up to make a full circle of head rolls. Breathing in a little slower. Still through the mouth, breathing out a little deeper. Take at least one more roll in the same direction. And then switch sides. Begin to fine-tune your breath where you can hear an audible balance of in-breath and out-breath. The circular flow of breath. Continuous. And then as you lift up through the crown again so the chin parallels to the floor, feel a firm and soft engagement in your belly. Allow the shoulder blades to release down, the hands resting on your lap. And just tune in for a moment. How are you feeling in your body this morning? How are you feeling in your mind? Energetically. I like to start with some wisdom from a wonderful mindfulness teacher, Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hahn. And he says, letting go gives us freedom. And freedom is the only condition for happiness. If in our heart we still cling to anything, anger, anxiety, or possessions, we cannot be free. Still continuing with that idea of attachment being one of the roots of suffering as defined in yoga philosophy. Here's something you might try later on today while you're giving the dog a walk or yourself a walk. This is from the Mindfulness Survival Kit, same author, Thich Nhat Hahn. He talks about the practice of walking meditation. He says we can practice it by counting steps or by using words that support our transformation. You can create the words that are appropriate to your situation and that feel to be in rhythm with your steps and breath. Here's one example. Breathing in your mind, say, aware of my emotions. Breathing out, say, taking care. Breathing in, say, Mother Earth. Breathing out, say, holding my pain. So every day you walk somewhere, so adding walking meditation to your life doesn't take a lot of additional time or require you to go anywhere different. Choose a place, a staircase, your driveway, or the distance from one tree to another to do walking meditation every day. Every path can be a walking meditation path. Just ways of finding ease through these times, little by little. The more we practice, the more we strengthen our ability to be resilient. So let's begin this practice of resilience. Tuning into the breath, closing the lips, begin to lengthen it in and out through the nose, where you allow the breath to softly brush the back of your throat, creating a gentle whispering sound, warming up your body from the inside using Ujjayi Pranayama. Hearing a steady rhythm, we'll start to move to that rhythm by first lying down on your back. We're going to do a little warm-up. Opening your arms wide apart like a T as you lie on your back. Making sure that your shoulders stay grounded. Your knees bent, your shins lifted parallel to the floor. And then just start to lengthen your lower back here. Draw the tailbone forward, away from the shoulders. And keeping the breath calm and slow, breathe in here. And then exhale, slowly lower your knees to the right, just hovering off the floor while keeping the left shoulder grounded. And then very slowly as you exhale or inhale, lift the knees up to center. Use the exhale to lower the knees to the left. So it's a moving twist where we don't let the legs fall completely. Inhale, slowly lift up to center, not using momentum but strength. Exhale, hover to the right. Let's take just 3 more cycles of breath. Inhale, up to center. Exhale to the left. Feel the jaw relax. Inhale, slowly to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Let's do 1 more just to be even. Exhale to the left. Really slow. Inhale, up to center. And with your hands, catch hold of your bent knees and just begin to warm up your hip joints by rotating your thighs wide apart. Breathing in, circling them together, breathing out. Take a few rounds in this direction, just rotating the femurs at the hip sockets, lubricating your hip joints, and then switch directions, keeping the head and shoulders relaxed on the floor. The breath calm and steady. And then from here, raise your legs straight up towards the ceiling. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend the knees a bit. Be comfortable in it as much as you can. And then continue to firm the belly towards the spine. Now, interlacing your fingers, accept your index, straighten the arms up to start. And as you breathe in, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Exhale, twist to your right, so pressing left forearm against right outer thigh, point towards the upper right corner of the mat. Inhale, lower your left leg slowly forward to hover about 1 inch off the ground, flexing or pointing your feet. Exhale, lift the left leg up again. And let's try for 4 more breaths like that. Inhale, lower to hover. Exhale, slowly lift up. Inhale, hover. Reach through the index. Exhale, lift up. If your head needs support, inhale to hover. Use the right hand behind your skull. Exhale, lift. Last breath. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. Lower the head and shoulders. Keep the legs lifted and just rest for a moment. You might turn your head side to side, releasing the neck a bit. Notice the breath. And then again, reach the arms up. Interlace your fingers, accept your index. Inhale, lift the head and shoulders off the ground. Exhale, twist to your left. Press the right forearm against left thigh. Inhale, lower the right leg to hover about 1 inch off the floor. Exhale, lift the right leg up. 4 more cycles of breath. Inhale, lower to hover. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. I believe we're on our last round. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. And then relax your head and shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest. As you catch hold of the backs of your legs, begin to rock, either sideways or forward and back. Just building some momentum. We'll eventually arrive sitting up on our mats. And then from here, let's come down to all fours, hands and knees. And as you set your wrists just beneath your shoulders, spread your fingers really wide and flat. Set your knees up right into your hips. And then we'll start with cat-cow for a few rounds of breath. As you breathe in, lengthen your lower spine from the pelvis and coil your chest up, shoulders roll down. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone underneath your body, scooping the belly up as you round the back. Inhale again, stretch the lower back, arch the upper and middle back. Exhale, hollow the belly and round the spine. Let's take 1 more cycle of breath here. Breathe in, lifting the heart, expanding your chest. Breathe out, firming the belly, stretching your lower back. And then relax to a neutral spine and look on the floor just in front of your hands, lengthening the sides of your neck by pressing the shoulder blades down the back. Now we're going to do an exercise that's more subtle in movement, and it's about feeling the strengthening of your lats, which are the side muscles of your upper back that stabilize your shoulder blades when you're in plank. So take a look. As you breathe in, focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together. Belly stays lifted, eyes are still looking forward. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades wide apart like windows closing and opening. Inhale, shoulder blades squeeze together, belly stays lifted, spine stays long. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades apart. Keep going. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, neck stays long. Exhale, separate the shoulder blades wide. Take about 3 more cycles of breath. Squeeze and broaden. Squeeze and broaden. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale, pause here and continue to broaden the shoulder blades. Use the rotating of your triceps, these outer sides of your upper arms, towards the back of your mat to feel even more of stabilizing the shoulder blades onto your back ribs. Spread the fingers flat, and then begin to tuck your toes, actively pressing your heels back so you feel fronts of your thighs engaged in plank pose. Maybe you're here for 1 breath and you set your knees back down. Or you stay for another 3 breaths. Continue to lift the navel, look forward, lengthen the neck. Feel the sense of rebounding your weight off the floor through your hands. And on an exhale, shift way forward. Bend your elbows back and feel your arms hug your side ribs as you lower through, forelimb stack, and all the way down. Keeping your toes pointed and firming on the floor. Breathe into Cobra, rolling the shoulders behind you. Press the shoulder blades down your back. And then take a few more extra breaths. If it feels good, look behind you to stretch your neck. Feel your pubic bone pressing into the earth, your legs heavy on the ground as you lengthen the tailbone back. Then push the ground away with your hands, either knees on the floor or toes tucked with straight legs. Press up your plank. And lift your pelvis up and back to downward facing dog. Downward dog, take a moment to shift in any way that feels good. You could warm up the backs of your legs by slowly pedaling your feet. You could stretch the sides of your hips and waist by swiveling your hips left and right, turning out one foot as you straighten the leg, turning out the other foot as you straighten the leg. And you can relax the neck some more by shaking your head no, nodding your head yes. And then feel the rebound again of your weight off the floor through your hands as you lift the shoulders, shoulder blades spread across the back ribs, using your lats as we warm them up. Firm in the belly. And let's take 3 more deep breaths here, lifting the sitting bones, firming the fronts of the tops of your thighs back, and shifting more weight towards your heels, even if they're not touching the mat. Perhaps the knees are bent. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bend your knees, lift your heels and hips high as you look forward in front of your hands. Take a full breath. At the end of the exhale, lift your pelvic floor and walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. Feet hips distance, forward folds. With knees at least a little bent, press the floor, your legs, and breathe in to lengthen your spine forward. Breathe out to fold in. Firm down through the feet. Inhale, circle your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, trace your thumbs down your center line. Let's flow to the breath. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Step carefully to your version of plank. Glide forward as you exhale, lowering all the way. Inhale to Cobra again. Ground the pelvis. Exhale, press up and lift your hips, downward facing dog. Taking 3 to 5 breaths. Slowing down your breathing through steady breath, affecting steady mind. With bent knees, look forward. At the bottom of the breath, walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms to rise up. Exhale, hands together, your heart. Again, inhale, upward facing dog. Breathe in, Cobra or